are so emotional. Please welcome Toastmaster Daniel Dominguez.
You are so emotional. Stop being so emotional. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests, dignitaries and distinguished judges, by show of hands, have you ever heard or said this? I'll raise both. It's interesting in our culture that being emotional, to be called emotional, is almost an insult. But we are emotional beings, just as much as we are physical beings, as much as we are intellectual beings. And in our culture, we know how to increase our intellectual prowess. We know how to improve our physical fitness. We've built entire institutions around them. They're called the gym and university. But it's only in the last decade that we're starting to understand the importance of harnessing our emotional energy, making it work for us instead of against us. In my speech today, I'm going to cover 3 principles. And along with that, 3 practical exercises, one of which you'll do tonight to help you improve your emotional fitness. Principle number 1, guard the gates of your mind. The most emotionally fit people guard the gates of their mind against negativity. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche said, beware that when you fight monsters, you do not also become a monster. And when you gaze long into the abyss gazes long into you. In other words, the things you consume end up consuming you. The observed and the observer cannot be separated. The books you read, the movies you watch, the friends you keep, all leave their mark here and here. What kind of mark do you want them to leave? Here's an exercise. It's simple but powerful to help you maintain positive thought. If you're getting ready for an event that is pushing against the boundaries of your comfort zone, like a speech, an interview, a sports competition, write a short story about it. And in this short story, you are the hero. And as the hero, you will encounter obstacles, and you will overcome those obstacles. Write about them. But your job doesn't stop there. Read the story. Read it over. Read it out loud. Immerse yourself in it. Let that be the story that consumes you. It's in this method that the most successful people build and create their life instead of becoming a victim. The second principle, grow daily. Grow daily. And here I have to make a distinction. There's a distinction between growth and preparing for growth. And it's something that I often confuse as well. Let's say you like to read self-help books, but you never implement any of the concepts into your life. That's not growth. That's preparing for growth. And although it has its place, make no mistake, real growth is uncomfortable. The saying, no pain, no gain, that applies here. When you want to scream, when you want to run and hide, when you want to throw your hands up and quit, that's when you're being called upon to be something greater than you were yesterday. How will you answer that call? Don't strive to compile a list of books that you have written. Here's your exercise. Take one book. One book. My recommendation, Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And read it. And reread it. And dog-ear the pages. Circle powerful paragraphs and highlight sentences that resonate with you. But don't stop there. Make a plan. to implement the concepts in your life every week. Write in your journal, this week I will blank. And that blank had better scare you. Third concept, give graciously. The most emotionally fit people, they give of themselves. They give their time, their love, their friendship. They don't worry about what they will receive in return. We live in an amazing time with wonderful technology, but it allows us to be very selfish. We can hide behind computer screens and mobile devices. But rest assured, a text message will never replace a conversation. A meme will never replace a well-told joke. An emoticon will never substitute a tender embrace. We're losing the art of conversation. And in the coming years, it will be more important than ever to be able to relate to people, to be able to express yourself, to be able to stand on a stage and be vulnerable. If you're here tonight, you're doing exercise number 3. Toastmasters. This is where we learn to remove the obstacles out of our way so that we can give ourselves graciously to the audience and to the people we speak to every day. Whether that obstacle is fear of judgment, whether that obstacle is English as your second language, or you have a speech impediment, or just plain poor speech organization. We teach you the skills to overcome and succeed. Aristotle said, in order to avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. That's not why we're here, and I implore you, guard the gates of your mind.